Hey, what is going on, everybody? So you can see behind me that we're in the Elite Store where you buy Red Star upgrades in Marvel Strike Force. Now, if any of you frequent Reddit to any degree, you might notice that quite often people make posts like, hey, where is this is this character in the Red Star store? Especially if they're newly added. And people often ask this after not seeing a character for some time in there. It doesn't have to be a new character. Sometimes this happens with older characters that occasionally get bugged. I remember one instance of Mr. Sinister being like this. So in this video, we're going to break down the odds of every single character slot, a single slot in the Red Star store, and the total % chance you have of seeing a character. The reason why I'm doing this is to try and help you decide if those cores you're using to refresh for a Red Star is worth it or not. And to be realistic, they need to do something about this. Just like the premium orbs, every time there is a new character added, it just gets worse and worse and worse. So that's what today's topic is about, and without further ado, let's get this show started. Alright, so once again, I have made another little table or chart of this to kind of clarify and to share what exactly I'm talking about. So I do want to start off by saying this is the Elite Store chances for things currently. This is as of Sharon Carter being added in the Red Star store. I don't know if by the time between recording this and when it gets released, if Maria Hill is going to be in the Red Star store or not, which is why I added this extra chart here. So there's a total of 170 characters in the Red Star store. Now this is subtracting Ultron, Ultimus, Doctor Doom, and like I said, up here, as of currently, does not include characters like Maria Hill, Cap Sam, and I think it goes on to say Deathpool and anyone else from that patch. So it doesn't include any of these characters. Also, another note is that 7 reds, obviously once you have 7 reds on a character, that character will not appear in the store at all. So that would subtract the amount of characters that you're looking for from the percentages. This is not being taken into account though, because I don't know who has how many 7 reds, and that's still quite a bit to get to, right? I think I have 4. But the point is that the odds are still pretty terrible. So the way this is done is essentially I've taken 1 divided by 170, turned it into a percentage, and then for every other slot you basically reduce that number by 1 because that slot's already been taken by said character. So 169, 168, and so on, and we get a total odds for 170 characters at roughly 5.423%. Now, the reason why that the I put that many numbers there in the percentage is because it's quite important, because the change, if you notice, is very minor to some degree, but it does matter. 0.004% difference, give or take 3 to 4% per number. So it doesn't sound like a lot, but it eventually does add up. So what happens when another character gets added into this, and how does that reflect that? That's what the second table is for. So this is with assuming 171 characters. If, say, Maria Hill gets added to the Red Star store, and that adds another character into the pool. Like I said, though, this doesn't count if you have 7 reds, then that's going to reduce the number and therefore make it a little bit higher. So with 171 characters, again, it gets changed about like 0.003 to 4% per slot. So if you look at the total odds at the end here, 5.423 versus 5.391. So that's a difference of, let me do this really quickly, 0.032%. So that's not a lot, but it is over, the duration of the game, right? So for every 3 characters added, essentially, take this number and times it by 3, you get like that. No, which in percentage should be more than that, 0.1%. So that doesn't sound like a lot, but with the current number of slots that we have, and we only have 9 slots, basically every patch, the odds are going to get about 0.1% worse. And the reason why that's an issue is because this game is going, if the slots don't get added, that's going to be ad infinitum. So 5%, 5 to 5.5% is not good odds. If you're trying to spend power cores on refreshing this 50-50 and so on, you know, it's actually worse than the odds of finding a character in the war store. You know, some people refresh the war store for character shards, and these are much higher. I did this actually before as well. I think it's somewhere in the realm of like 20%, you know, the likelihood of picking up a certain character in the war store, which is a lot better than these odds here. So yeah, if you are trying to target farm in war, the war store shards, it kind of makes some sense to core it. In the 5% realm, this is not great, you know, so if you're trying to do this 3 times, right, you know, your odds are not good, you know. I don't know I don't know if it works that way, but maybe you should multiply it by 3. I don't have a math degree, by the way, so if I'm not making some sense, it's because I'm just thinking that that's going to work. So if you take this number and times it by 3 for, say, you're refreshing this 3 times, you know, that's about 16%, which is still, you know, less than the odds that you would find a character in the war store, and you're spending 100 to 100 and... Actually, it's 50-50 and then 100, right? So this would actually equate to about 200 cores. And so I don't think that's really good. It's not good value for your cores. Now, that being said, it still improves your odds. If you're desperate, if you're really desperate, I mean, I guess you could use the 50 core refreshes, but I would not dive into the 100s at all. And it gets frustrating, because I know that some people, you know, I have a Discord mod, and this is part of the reason why I made this video. For him, it was a video suggestion that he made, but I thought about it more. You know, people who are spending cores for trying to find Sharon Carter in the Red Star store because she, you know, because he got 3 reds or whatever, and he's looking for a 4, you know, and knowing that you're spending this many cores just to get there, and who knows how many cores you would actually need to get to. You know, I don't think you can just multiply your way up, you know, to get to 100%. I don't think it works this way, so I'm not sure if this is actually the exact odds. I'd have to talk to a statistician about that. I'm not a statistician. I just, you know, I look at the numbers and I try to make some sense out of it. But it's not great, right? And so my suggestion would, or how do we fix this? First of all, you know, what do we need to do? I say, what do we need to do? What does Scopely need to do to somehow make this a little bit better for us, to be a bit more player friendly? Well, you know, maybe they don't have any plans or intentions of doing so, but it's not great. You know, hunting for these, and we're going to jump back into the game actually really quick. Hunting for these red stars is a load of crap. And so it sucks, right? You know, I'm not going to hit the refresh button. I'm not looking for anything particularly right now. But I know a lot of people out there are looking for red stars for certain characters. And, you know, even me on my baby account, you know, I've wanted to get some red stars for Gamora, but I don't want to spend the cores to do it, because I know realistically it's a very low chance. And it doesn't even matter if you have them unlocked or not. Now, I need some confirmation. I'm pretty sure that doesn't matter. Now, please comment down below if a character does not show up if you don't have them. In the case of my baby account, I'm pretty sure they still show up, because I'm pretty sure I've seen Jubilee in there, even though I don't have her unlocked. So I'm pretty sure, I said pretty sure like 4 times there. I think they still show up regardless of whether or not you have them unlocked or not. So that doesn't matter. So the stats in the table are still the stats for everyone, I'm pretty sure. Give or take some 7 red star characters. Now, what can we do to make that better? So I had some thoughts, you know, and I think my Discord mod also had some thoughts. You know, we know that for red star orbs, when you're pulling for red star orbs, they have this focus period, which right now has this stupid Maria Hill focus, even though she's already been in here. But you can, you know, at the bottom that you get, like, typically when a new character comes out, they get about 15, sorry, not 15 days, they get a 15% chance, roughly about a week, somewhere to 7 to 10 days that they're in the odds for. And so I think what they could do is something similar for the Red Star store. Now, what they could do is for that time, that on that day that they're added to the Elite store, why not make their odds of showing up higher? Let's say 15% higher for a week or 10 days or something like this. You know, very like the Red Star orb, but in the Red Star store. So this would make it a lot better of a chance that they would show up. If it was a flat 15% per refresh, sorry, people would be more likely to spend for the refresh, because they would know that it's a better chance, and, you know, maybe get the people who are not spending power cores normally, but they will do it for this. You know, so that's just one thought, and I think the easiest thing to do, because they're already doing this on many occasions. You know, they're doing this for the Red Star orb, but they're also doing this in the supplies section. Not for Shang-Chi, but for Silver Surfer. So it already appears this way. Now, this is a limited time thing, but why can't they extend that limited time? And actually, I don't know how long this has been going on for. This is the second time they brought this part back. why can't they extend this to the Red Star store to make it a little bit easier for people to pick up the Red Star upgrades that they want? You know, and especially newer and mid-game players who are even further behind in terms of their Red Stars across their roster, this would make it easier for people, just for everyone, to get some Red Stars on newly implemented Red Star store characters. So the next one being Maria Hill. I know that's not going to change, but maybe down the line, if we could push this for them to make this adjustment, it might seem very minor for some people who got lucky on their Red Star pulls, who got, you know, 4 or 5, whatever, great. But, you know, there are a lot of players out there that don't get lucky on their Red Star orbs, maybe don't have any at all, but, you know, maybe only landed a 1, a 2, or a 3, which realistically is not good enough for later game content. And so you do need to get that 4-star or that 5-star in order to actually be valid in game content. So I meant in any game content, not really end game content. You know, any decent content, you need 4 red plus, realistically, to be good. So, I think this is something that they should do. I think this is a very plausible plausible suggestion, I think, because it will still get them to people to use CORES, perhaps more than they already did. I'm sure the people over at Scope League know, you know, they know the math better than I do. They know what's going to get people to spend and not. So, I don't know, throw us players a bone sometime, because, you know, I hear about people spending thousands of CORES on refreshes in this store, and it honestly just makes me tearful. Kind of, because I don't do it, but I know some people do. So don't chase those red stars in the store unless you're really, really desperate and have a lot of CORES stash. I really would not suggest doing this based on the odds. And let's go back and check it again. 5.423% right now that you're going to find a specific character that you're looking for in the Red Star store. It's not great. And it gets worse every new character that's added, which is roughly every 10 days or so. So it's only going to go downhill from there. And eventually it's going to get to the point where it's just good luck, you know, just like the rest of this game, I guess. But it's not great. So I just wanted to share this, guys, with you. Let me know what you think. Do you guys do that? Do you guys spend CORES on refreshing the Red Star stores? Be honest. Do you do it? I've done it on occasion. You know, maybe everyone's done it at least a couple of times. But yeah, it's not good power core value here. Don't do it typically unless you're super desperate and you really, really need it for some reason. Otherwise, just hope and wait every refresh that it's going to happen. That's the end of this video, guys. Let me know what you think as always. And until next time, stay safe and healthy. And I'll see you all later. Enjoy your weekend. And Boilon signing out.